and all of a sudden, I'm like, I think I was in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
We start swerving
in the car, and I'm like, oh shit! And then she's like, ah! And I like pull up to a stop, like boom.
They're all out for us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good at that. Hey guys, and welcome back to the DimesCast. Another week, we're back at it, and we're here with a special guest, DJ Butcher. How are you, man?
Hey,
actually,
good.
a legend. Oh, yeah, let's give him a clap.
Oh, wow.
He's a bit slow today.
Everyone in the back there. One of the legends from the Brisbane DJ scene.
Oh, wow.
So, man, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No, it's all good. No, I say legend because, man, how long have you been DJing for now?
Like all up, well, club stuff, not actually. I never really got into the club scene, like realistically. Like I never was a resident anywhere, but actually like turntablist stuff, probably. I think I got my first decks when I was like 15. So,
Wow.
like 16, 17 years now.
Damn.
17 years.
That's a long time.
Oh my
Yeah, man, it's crazy actually. My uncle, who's passed away now, was the manager. This is like a crazy weird story.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good spot.
Yeah.
So my uncle was the manager of like Sony distribution in England of like their tech stuff.
Yeah,
So we used to
yeah.
get like all the dope hookups with the PlayStations and shit.
Yeah.
And then Sony released a set of turntables in like 2002, I don't know, whenever it was.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm gonna give this to my like little nephew. He'll love it. And yeah, it was like from there. That's
Wait, like a proper like turntable?
Yeah, they were they were good, but they had a lot of platter wobble, which doesn't really matter these days. But back then, it's doing scratching and turntablist stuff. It really fucked shit up, but it really made it difficult. So it made me real smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth with the hands.
So did you teach yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a Executioner's DVD that was like a teaches you how to DJ.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like. Yeah, not Rock Red. He's passed away, but one of the dudes lives in Brizzy now, which is
Really?
Such a trip out. Yeah, Total Eclipse. He lives in Brisbane.
Really?
Yeah, and he plays at Rumpus Room all the time.
What?
Yeah.
Have you actually gone to like one of his sets and been like, hey, bro, like,
yeah,
you
we
taught
know each
me?
other. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like,
That's really buzzy.
And every time I get drunk, I'm like, man, you told me everything I know. He's like, yes, man, I know. You tell me every time we see each other, you tell me. I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
I want to make sure you know.
Just remember me. I was getting taken out of the club.
Yeah.
But man, 17 years, like all around about them. I mean, you must have seen many changes throughout that time, man.
Yeah. Well, I suppose when I started DJing, there was no Serato or anything, so you had to buy records.
Wow.
So I started buying records.
So you had the crates.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
The crates.
And then Serato came out and like all these digital solutions for it. So, all the different brands had their own version of it. But yeah, so I was like totally one of the early adopters of Serato, which was dope, but I copped so much hate from the DJ scene. It was unbelievable. So like I never ever went CDJs like ever until kind of like recently. And yeah, the amount of hate that I got, like scratching. So like I'd do a lot of scratching on hip hop albums, and then people would be like, sick cuts, like, do you have that record? And I'd be like, oh no, I just like got the MP3 and just did it through Serato. And they'd be like, oh, that's whack. I'm like,
what?
Like,
Really?
Yeah, so there's probably like 5 years there where it was like super whack to use Serato, and then it like did full. Now it's like, I think it was like Premier, DJ Premier did like a set with Serato, and then all of a sudden it became okay to do. Like,
I feel like that's like the same kind of beef as like older people saying that like vinyl's the way to DJ, and then like all the new age just with USBs now.
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
Yeah.
Well, even like people like I've seen people like beefing like, oh man, I used to take the CD wallet, and now you just got this. Like, shut up. But
So I never jumped on that, like, because I've sort of only been DJing for about, how long have we been around? 4
4 or 5
years. Yeah, so 4 years. So I've like completely just been USB. So like anything like a CDJ or even a vinyl was so new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had to go because I work at Culture Kings and they have like, I don't think it's proper. I don't know what type of vinyl it is, but it's like vinyl that links up to Serato.
Yeah, like the new Rain.
Yeah, so it's like pretty cool. It's hard.
Well, that's the same.
Yeah.
It's like identical without the needle.
Oh, really? Yeah.
they're dope.
So
That's
like especially like mixing and transition, like I feel like I have more control, but like apart from that, I was like, oh my gosh,
Completely different.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, it's fairly similar. Like,
Yeah.
like if you can use, I think if you could, they're interchangeable. But the only thing with records is, you bump the needle and you're fucked. Or if you hit it too hard and you're like lining up a song and you're like trying to rub it in. If you like hit it too hard, then you'll just skip and then you've lost your place and then you have to start again.
See, that's the question I want to ask, like turntablists. Like, you obviously taking your gear to parties and stuff like that. Was it ever like on like a real rickety ass table?
Yeah.
Like, and the crowd's going like crazy, or the party's going crazy. That like things like, what do you do in that circumstance?
Yeah, man. It was. This is what I love about like having DJed in that era. Like I've played sets where it would be on some rickety table or some table that has a lot of feedback running through it, which goes through. So then you'd end up like putting your like turntables on like loaves of bread and like I never did that, but I saw someone do that.
Really?
Like just like you try to find all these solutions to like make it as stable as possible, and just whatever you can do to like
Loaves
keep things
of bread.
steady.
That's the best thing I've heard.
Man, legit. I didn't do it obviously. But I saw it on the internet. It's real.
We need the Wonder Bread. We need it now. Come with loaves.
And there was like all these solutions. So like there were these like feet that you could put on your decks that like moved around and like had like got gyroscopes in them and all kinds of crazy shit.
Wow.
But yeah, the skipping is definitely a problem. I didn't like DJing clubs that much, so it wasn't so much of a problem for me. But even just jumping on stage and doing some scratches, it's problematic when there's rappers on stage jumping up and down. And you're like, stop jumping.
Did you ever? Is there a moment like that you can remember, like any playing that like something horrific has happened to you, like either vinyl or like you see DJ Jacks and everything's just gone blank? Because we all know, like, I mean, even now, like we've had the old emergency loop. That thing.
Shocking.
Oh my goodness me! Like I forget every single time that happens, or just your USB just decides to corrupt. Like
I'm a consistent puller outer of USB.
Oh yes.
So
Oh yes.
I'm the greatest at that. But I would actually almost say every time I do a set with CDJs, I'll pull a USB out and it'll go blank.
Really?
Like, every time. No matter how much I concentrate, and I'm like, can I pull this one out? And they're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I go, are you sure? And they're like, I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, fuck. But, man, the one thing that springs to mind. So we used to do all these parties over at North Stratty, and shout out to the North Stratty people, all the boys. And some of those parties were just so fresh. It would just be like absolute mayhem. Did this set, I think it was someone's 21st or some significant birthday, and I played Fight for Your Right to Party, and we had like a kind of rickety desk, and then the entire like crew of people just started like play fighting, but like pretty serious fighting, like full punching each other in the face. And I was like, oh man, this is so crazy. And then there's this huge, someone like spear tackled someone like onto the decks, and they all fell over, and there was like sand all over the ground. So they're like, records are everywhere. It was like all my needles were broken. We're like holding it back up, and there's like 5 people like trying to stop it because the fight kept going. Like, and I was just like standing there like, no, get off my shit.
Yeah.
Man, it was so fresh. And my decks were fucked up. Like they worked through the rest of the night, but I got home and they're like full of sand and alcohol.
Oh, so they were your personal decks as well?
Yeah. Because no one has 1200s. Like,
oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah.
Especially in Australia.
Yeah.
Someone just out there just has it.
I got them.
But it was fine. Like I got them fixed. It cost like $100 to get them cleaned out.
That's good.
So it was fine. But yeah,
Adam, what was that? Who was that duo that they were playing? I think it might have been at Schoolies, or maybe it was like at some random
Aloha Rave Radio.
And the whole decks fell. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that.
Oh man, that would have been a nightmare.
Would have been.
Like, well, that's kind of what happened, but like,
but there was no fights.
Yeah.
But like, I can't imagine how, because it's just like, well, what do you do now? Like,
man, I'd just like grab a beer and just go in
Just
the
go somewhere
just go
else.
sit back down. And like, I saw that out.
So man, obviously we've known you via you playing some absolute trap bangers and making trap bangers too, man. So where did that start for you?
Yeah, well, trying to think. I was into hip hop. Obviously, made a lot of hip hop. That's how I kind of got into music. And then when dubstep started becoming more of a thing, and maybe like late 2009, like kind of that era,
Yeah.
I started like getting into that. And then Dub Thugs started putting on shows. I don't know if you remember those, that group of people. So I used to like tag along to those and try to do sets. And they would always book me, and I'm like, yes. And they're like, yeah, can you do like the hip hop set at the start? I'm like, duh. Yes, I can. Fuck. So I kind of never really got to play dubstep. And then I made dubstep. I always like had all these like secret SoundCloud pages with dubstep on them. Everyone in the hip hop scene hated me for making dubstep, which is hilarious.
I can imagine.
Yeah, man.
You're just a controversial guy. Everyone's coming after you, man.
Man, it's just like I'm, just going through the
Let the man be free.
Yeah, exactly.
express myself. So yeah, so then what happened then? I think then I went to the world finals for the freestyle competition. So I won the Australian finals and then went to the world finals in Chicago, and that was in 2011, and that was right when Flosstradamus like had some joint.
The roll up one.
No, it was like before that. It was like really early in the piece. And
The remix.
yeah,
Major Lazer.
no, it was before that.
no.
It was,
The one before that.
It had like it was a hardstyle song that they remixed. Anyway, whatever that song that was. And when I was in Chicago competing, then they played the same night, and it was them and Dylan Francis, and they just played like a full trap set.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And hung out with the dudes after, and then I was just like, man, I need to. So before I even left Chicago, I already made what is now the Swerve EP. So I was
really?
I literally like in a week I was just like, I need to make more of this. And then just pumped it out, and then came back to Brizzy. And no one was like, trap was definitely around, but no one was playing in clubs. And there's like maybe like Spendersea, Phase One was kind of fucking around with that shit. There's a couple of Dub Thugs kind of related people in Sydney that were doing it. So so then I just started making it and then released Swerve EP, and then kind of just, started making trap. I don't know.
Wow.
It just all happened from there.
I was trying to think, when was the first time I saw you actually perform? Was at Rattlesnakes on the Gold Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Ages ago, man.
Oh, man.
I remember it was like pretty hype too. It was a packed night too.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's one of the first trap gigs I went to actually.
Hey.
So I was like, man, this is
I
I remember it was so different because like obviously I'm the same as you, like had a hip hop background, but like when it came to going out, everyone was just playing, especially on the Gold Coast, everyone was playing like house and commercial stuff and like pop music and stuff like that, which was cool. But man, trap was just like,
I remember
fusing them together, like the hip hop and the dance together.
I love those shows. So I remember I had to every show I ever played down the coast, you'd have to play like trap banger and then or like trap song that's like I consider to be dope, and then people kind of lose interest a little bit, and then you'd like, I don't know, play like some 90s R&B jam. And everyone's like, we love this DJ. Then you'd like play another like banger, and then everyone's like, yeah, this is awesome. And then like towards, then they start getting disinterested, and you like play like, Biggie or something. And I was like, oh man, this guy's the best. Just like keep them interested.
I mean, the Gold Coast is a weird vibe, but I feel like it's changed a lot.
It's gotten a lot better. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I haven't been down there in a long time.
Yeah.
So hit and miss sometimes.
Hey, we actually played at Shooters, and legit, it was the loudest club I've ever been in.
True.
It was so loud, like I wanted to leave as soon as I walked in, because like I don't know who was.
It was ear piercing. I was in there for like 10 minutes before he got, and I'm like just standing by this pile and texting. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous.
And I remember like the first song, I forget, it was like a Psytrance song, so it was like, and I was just like, what? And people like losing their minds. I was like, this is not how I remember Gold Coast.
No, not at all.
Oh man, but that's awesome, man. So like when the Swerve EP came out, did you end up going on a couple of tours and stuff around Australia?
Not immediately. That's when I started I never played club sets to that point, so I had to learn how to use a CDJ. So I learned how to use a CDJ. I remember I started doing the close at Bowler Bar in Brizzy, and then just before I played, I was like, I have no idea how to use a CDJ.
Wow.
And there was we used to have a studio next door that Cut Loose was then
Oh, yeah.
running. So then I went in there and I was like, dude, can I just borrow like. Actually, no, it was Ruben's. I don't know. It was someone's CDJs. And I spent like 20 minutes just like, that's play, that's cue, that's like rewind, that's this. I was like, all right, cool. And then just like went for it. But yeah, no. And then just started playing closes there for a bit. And then I think the EP started kind of getting a bit of traction and then did a couple of tours off the back of that, which was pretty fun.
Nice.
But yeah, it was always house and then it would be your house night and then
Yeah.
that just used.
So run me
weird.
through it, because like that's what TBC used to be. Like, hey,
Yeah. So before TBC, it was obviously called Bowler Bar, and it
Yeah.
was always house. You get their house the whole time until
Yeah.
about 3.
Yeah.
wow. So there was no like, so this one whole night is dedicated to house. This one is
No,
it was like
it's
a
just
split.
a house club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
There was events like trash bags at the end, and
Yeah.
there was a few like Sirs and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah, of course.
that. But yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Is this from?
Yeah, we did a Sexmas. That's all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And they used to put the photos up all around the club and
Damn.
stuff.
Yeah, true. Where is that? Is that on stage?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in the
I
prison.
Yeah, I think
suppose
so.
so. Yeah.
It looks like it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what was the idea behind this?
2013.
Dude, I don't know.
Wait, 2013.
Yeah. I was going to say that's not long ago. That is quite long ago. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, wow.
Man, it was loose. Like those, like though, like I always feel real old and be like, nah, man, clubs ain't like they used to be. But I feel like that just doesn't exist anymore. That whole era of just fall to the floor, run that through, and then just everyone like kind of works up, and then you just get loose. Until, until the
there was
sun
some
comes
good
up.
nights.
Yeah.
Some big nights.
There's
there.
some really good CSOs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that guy that we picked up from the airport? No, that guy, but then also the guy from New Zealand. Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was dope.
Yeah,
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
He,
is dope.
um,
I thought Chiefs was from Perth or something.
Oh, no, sorry. He's from Melbourne.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. He was a good dude.
He was
hey?
really,
What
really
happened
good
to him?
guy.
Does he still produce that?
I'm sure he would.
Yeah, he probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably like maybe producing for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back to Bowler Bar. Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Bowler Bar.
Yeah. How do you feel with the hearing of it? It's sort of shutting down now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm just like, it's kind of like sad, but you know, it
Life
had
is
its
life.
time.
It
Yeah,
happened. Yeah.
There's somewhere else is doing the same thing probably now anyway. So I don't really care in all honesty, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely the end of for a generation of people. That'll be the end of a lot of memories.
There he is, Benji.
Yeah. Look, what's so nuts in there?
And what's it is too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was this?
I feel like that wasn't.
That
I
was
was gonna say I feel like that wasn't that long ago.
April 2014.
Wait,
Well,
is this like a stereo after party? Because I know you did play at stereo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It was it was a later set though.
Yeah.
The one I saw you play.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I played at all those things.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, I played at a couple of stereos. I think there was one that I played a decent slot at. Most of them were kind of just like the 1 p.m. slots.
Yeah.
Yeah, because was it the one? Was 2014 the one with Skrillex?
No idea.
Oh man,
I can't remember.
that's annoying. Yeah,
Man,
I should have looked this up before.
lifetime of drinking. I don't know shit. Where am I?
what is live? But yeah, I also saw you at Stereo as well, which was dope. And you played some. I remember that was the first time I heard that GLD. But that was the first time I ever heard that song. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's a banger.
See, man, like I feel like, especially with trap music and like EDM, a lot of stuff has changed because you never hear that type of stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was considering. I was going back through old sets and I played, where did I play some music? I think it was just at a friend's house. And I just played all this music that I have that even in 2015 no one had heard.
Wow.
And then now it's like really no one's heard it.
Yeah.
Because it's, 5 years old now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I reckon I could start a whole new tour circuit just playing shit from 2015. Because, man, I went on one of these dudes' SoundClouds and it's still got like 500 plays on it.
True.
And like nothing's been updated on the page for like, for 5 years.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, man, who is this guy? this is fresh.
What within oh here we
Oh,
go.
man. Am I on there somewhere?
2014, 7 o'clock.
Oh, there I am.
Before Tiger
Yeah.
Lily on the Beatport
I remember
stage.
that
Wow.
set. I remember that set.
Who was like clashing? Why did they put me on at that
Nina
time?
Kravitz.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think you had a pretty
Disclosure.
Disclosure.
Ooh, that's a tough
Calvin
one.
Harris.
Ara
yeah.
Grime was next. That's
That was
right.
nice.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, we saw you, and then
Yeah.
went straight to Ara Grime as well.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
DJ
DJ
Snake.
Snake. I do remember that.
Wait, is this the 2-day one or is this the one?
Yeah, this is 2-day. This is on the Saturday.
Yeah.
There's Noy and NATO,
Boys.
Jordan Burns, Jordan James.
Oh.
That's funny. That's really funny. Young
That's
jalapeno.
crazy.
Yeah. Shout out.
Man, Peking Duck, half an hour set at the
Where's that?
start there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that was a dope.
That was actually
set
really
too.
good.
I remember
Yeah.
that set.
Yeah. They had that guy who sung "Take Me Over"
Yeah.
actually come
yeah.
out and sing, which was
Ah.
dope.
Yeah, I do remember this set because it was the first set where they were like that I'd ever done where they're like, oh, you've got like a budget for like pyro or whatever, and I was like, what the?
Yeah, because you had. I
want
remember you had
everything.
you had the
Yeah, and then
The
I was
gun?
it wasn't much, so I was like,
Yeah.
man, I like, can I have like a fireworks? And they're like, no. So yeah, I got a CO2 cannon, and I remember I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then I got like two big bowls of lollies, so I kept just throwing lollies out and shooting people with CO2. And
Yeah,
then,
that's sick.
Yeah, that was dope. I do.
and
remember.
that was like a part of the like your stage rider.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I
That's
remember,
dope.
and Tiesto or someone was like side stage for some weird reason. I remember like I got off stage, and I think there's a photo on I think I put it on my Instagram for evidence. But yeah, I remember I like got off the stage and I was like, man, I was like, Benji was there, like my old manager, and I was like, man, that was sick. They had heaps of fun. Then I was like, is that fucking Tiesto? Then he was like, yeah, like nice set, man. I was like, what the fuck is that? Man, it was so weird.
He's trying to find his next ghost producer or something. Mate.
It was the biggest wig out of all time. Like I had no idea what was
Imagine
going
if he
on.
just switched up like he went over to his set and just started throwing out some traps.
Yeah.
That would have been the best thing ever.
Man, it was weird.
Who I forget one of the dudes out of Swedish House Mafia. Oh no, sorry, David Guetta. He went and watched DJ Snake play his set, and obviously DJ Snake's going to have a bit of a variety, but he was playing more trap back then. And then literally in an interview that day, he said that he went back to his like trailer, took out all his music and just downloaded all like Flosstradamus, like yeah, David Guetta, because he was like, bro, the energy was awesome. So he just temporarily turned into a trap DJ.
That's dope.
So everyone's like wanting to go like sort of like
Yeah,
Housewives and stuff like that, or just classics. He's just throwing down like just absolute
Can
filth.
you imagine?
Oh yeah,
David Guetta.
That was the thing.
I was too.
Is there a photo on there? No.
I can't see Tiesto anywhere. It's
Ah.
around this time.
Damn.
There's some
It's
bikes.
all lies. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait, there's one.
We're getting closer.
Is that one?
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
he's in
reckon
there
keep going
somewhere.
down. I reckon there'll be somewhere.
So
Whoa.
that's stereo there.
Oh,
Hang on, can you play that
Oh,
video?
here's your pyro.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
pyro
Yeah.
budget. This is all the budget went into
Oh,
this.
Oh,
How
man.
good.
Oh, yeah, I was rocking. My mate played at the time played basketball for like Mount Isa.
Oh wow.
And he was like, bro, you gotta wear my jersey. I was like, and it was like real tight on me. Yeah, this is like the first time. Oh man, what song is this? Oh man.
Oh,
banger.
classic.
Oh, dude. I have not heard. I'm gonna play this song when I get home.
Yeah, we will listen to some throwbacks there
Yeah, before.
as well.
Dude.
So good.
I feel like keep going back. What else we got? This is. Oh man, look at all this shit. This is hilarious. Yeah, obviously it's not there. I'm lying for sure.
Nah, it could be. There is hope.
Nah, we're way back
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, you've announced it. Yeah, no, that's all good. What was that? What was that song? Ratchet.
Apache.
Oh,
that's
see, wow. Gee.
Yeah, I played stereo that year too, mate. I know. what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you in the one. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Wait,
On
are
the
you
Sunday.
actually?
Yeah, on the Sunday.
Oh, there he is.
On the local stage.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You still played. I mean, you're clashing with Noisier, so that's a
And
hard
was like
gig.
was that the last stereo? I feel like there wasn't many after
There was
that.
one more after
There's
that.
one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all good.
We almost killed it. We almost killed the whole stereo.
Well, I played the last one, so I definitely killed it.
Wait, were you the last set as well?
No, I was
Was-
pretty early on.
Oh yeah.
Was that the stereo that What's So Not got like butt naked on the stage?
Oh yeah, I
And he
think
did
it was. Yeah.
What was the song he played? It was like some chicken dance song.
Yeah.
And it was like an edit, and it went into like something else.
Dude.
Why did he get naked?
I can't remember. He was
Man,
pretty
it's hot.
hammered. I think.
It's in December.
There's heat. There's heat getting to this. Anyway, let's get back to music, man. Obviously, within that, I mean, how many years did you play in the club? Like you would say, like maybe 10 years. You probably played club sets or something like that.
Yeah, so like from around then,
Yeah.
2012.
So did you see a lot of, like, you would have obviously seen a lot of trends in terms of music and popularity change. Like, what was the biggest thing that you saw that you were like, what the heck, this is way different now? Like,
Man, the whole Jersey Club era,
yeah.
that was a bit weird. Like, I feel like that like came and went in like a month.
yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
dope. I still like it, but it's like, I swear there's just that like month where every single, like, no matter if you're like a house DJ, a trap DJ, dubstep DJ, all of a sudden everyone was playing Jersey Club.
Yeah, like I think there was that guy Trippy Turtle.
Yeah.
He used to play like, and obviously like our mate Will,
Yeah.
he loved it. Oh boy, but you know what?
The
Oh yeah,
Slink.
DJ
Yeah,
Slink,
Slink,
of course. But I felt like it brought a weird crowd.
It did.
Like it was just a weird.
It was.
They weren't like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's like the type of crew that would whip their phones out and want to look for Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, you know, on the D floor. You know, and like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's that type of crowd. I mean, love those guys. They're
Yeah.
all about positive vibes.
I got that weird vibe when Twerk came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that
love me
like
some
just
twerk.
came and like it was like just really fast trap, and it just like started and then it just fell off really quickly.
Yeah, I
that's-
totally agree.
That's my vibe
What
on
was
that.
who were that Twerk the duo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
massive.
they did get big, but
And then there was another one. There was another like a trio, Trop Killers.
Yeah,
but they're massive. They're still
and
massive.
they were actually turntablists as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, Trop Killers. Where did they go?
they're like the biggest thing in Brazil. I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
used to be anyway.
Yeah. Did you ever play any Twerk?
Man, heaps. I did a Friday Arvo on Triple J, just full twerk set.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like right at the start of all of that like twerk phase, and I was like, man, I gotta do a twerk set. No one's gonna know what I'm doing. But
How was that?
everyone
The
knew.
Triple J set.
Yeah, it's good, man. That I like recorded that like 2 weeks earlier when I was in Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's bangers.
Oh wow.
That's my set.
2013.
Man, that's
Yeah.
so long ago.
It was not long ago. So yeah, you legit just laid down a whole twerk set.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. I remember playing a considerable amount of twerk.
How many times did you
Yeah, look at all these twerk bangers.
play for Triple J? Like, did you?
No,
was it just the one time?
I think that was it. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's still
yeah.
a pretty big deal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for a Friday Arvo, because like, man, I remember like obviously Nina Las Vegas used to run that, and then also you had Alice in Wonderland. She used to
Yeah.
drop some
Yeah.
crazy stuff. All like all huge DJs actually. used to play.
Now they're massive anyway. Like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
Huge.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah. Fire.
So how'd it feel like sort of getting that call through, being like, oh, true.
Man, I think I knew those dudes anyway through like hip hop stuff. I'm not even sure how that came about. It was Louis McCurdy at the time. I think,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think I just kind of like knew him, and I was like, hey, I'm in Sydney. Should let me do a
Yeah.
Put me on now.
Yeah, what's up? I don't actually know how that came about, but yeah, it was all pre-recorded. It was real weird because
Oh,
like it wasn't meant to be, and then I was going to be on some afternoon, but then some like big headliner person touring came through and was like, you're getting bumped. And I was like, well, I'm kind of like only in Sydney this week
yeah.
on Friday afternoon, which is really, I think I flew in earlier to do it, and then
True.
and then it didn't work out, and then we're like, well, let's just record it all now, and then just you'll just
Play
play
it in.
play it whenever. I think like they're like, oh, we'll play it in the future, and I was like, they're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, and it was real weird because everyone was like, bro, you're in Sydney, like let's go out. And I'm like, yeah.
You're kind of not there anymore.
I tell you
remember.
what. Should I say it? A lot of people think that this show is actually live.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that we're doing this live. Unfortunately, guys, it's not. We're in the future. We're in the future. Yeah, because we used to do obviously do it on Facebook Premiere and Facebook, and people would comment like, Oh yeah,
Shout me out.
Yeah. Ask him this question, and then like one of our mates who is involved in the studio was like, "Oh, tell the bro, the guest, to get a different seat because that one's dodgy." He's like, "Well, that was 3 weeks ago, bro. we can't rewind time." You've been talking about like a lot of hip hop, man.
Yeah.
So I'm interested, like, who you been listening, who you been vibing to in terms of hip hop lately?
Oh man, Savage. That's my boys.
The man.
Yeah. Yeah, produced a single for Savage.
And ATP.
Yeah, me and ATP produced it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it ended up getting up. It was like we made this joint and then it was like the week that I think it was Joel Fletcher like remix of Swing or who was it? I don't know, one of those dudes.
Yeah.
Like Melbourne Bounce guys. That's right when the Swing remix like came out, and then I was just like, oh yeah, we kind of don't need this other single anymore. But yeah, we like did a full film clip and everything, which is like where that photo was taken.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that
lucky.
sucks.
Man, it was dope too. Like still edited it, but I think it came out, but I think just came out purely because like the people who worked on it wanted to see what it looks like, and then they're like, ding, and took it down.
True.
Yeah, what was the question again? Hang on.
That's right. Now, who have you been vibing in terms of hip hop?
Man, just like I don't really like get too deep. I just like whatever's popping. So like the new Chance album, listen to quite a bit.
Yeah.
I like the new Kanye album.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
Like
nice
I kind of just listen to like I don't go too deep anymore. Like I used to get like, oh man, I found this dude from Brooklyn. He's got like 4 plays on his SoundCloud. Like it's fresh. Like you don't even know about it.
It's the next wave.
Yeah,
back when
exactly.
just running over SoundCloud left and right, finding all the hidden people.
Yeah,
was a good thing to do.
Yeah, man. Now I'm just whatever's on Spotify, I'll listen to it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, have you ever heard, obviously, of like 1/4s and the stuff that's been happening around?
Yeah, man. I never ever got into like Australian hip hop or like local hip hop at all. Yeah, I don't know why. It just, I suppose, I don't know. I can liken it to pizza. Like you go over, like I just got back from Italy, and like I didn't really like the pizza because I fell in love with pizza because I like Domino's pizza. Yeah. So like, it's kind of like with hip hop. It's like I love hip hop because I love like American hip hop. And when I hear Australia, like, and it's terrible, but yeah, like I hear like Australians or New Zealanders do it, I'm just like, that's not why I like hip hop. Yeah, it's probably terrible to say, but anyway.
No,
I produced a lot of Australian hip hop. I mean, all of that was fresh, but
but everything else, no. I know exactly how you feel. I feel like I felt the same way, probably like a couple of years ago. But now, of late, I've sort of coming around. It's coming. It's sort of like it's definitely a lot better than where it was.
It's not as like barbecue focused.
With your mates, VB.
So is there any other artists like hip hop wise that you've done production for?
Man, I've done production for like a crazy range of people. Like probably me and my mate Tom Thumb, the beatboxer, we did a project called Crate Creeps years ago.
Wow.
And man, the roster on that now, like it was like Hilltop Hoods are on there, Funkors, which is like same family of people. Fundamentals were on there.
Wow.
So like there's the whole roster was massive. But yeah, I've done produced for like 360 and I don't know. It's kind of like one of those like name it. Possibly have done something for them at some point.
Man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What was it like producing for all them?
Yeah, well, it's funny. Like some of them were like full studio sessions where like we like went and like hung out in a studio. So like all day, I like produced a bunch of stuff all day. I don't think any of it ever came out, but like we would like go down to Melbourne and have this full day studio session and pump out some stuff. But and then others were just like, hey, here's a beat. I'd send it back. And then like 6 months later, I'd bump into them somewhere and be like, hey, thanks for recording that song.
And they were like, oh, that's you?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that's insane, man. Yeah. Do you find like there's a big difference between interacting with an artist, obviously face to face, to just via the internet?
Nah, man. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think there's like more pressure if you're sitting in a room with someone.
Of course, yeah.
And like I personally make music when like it's all just like I can't force it to happen.
Yeah,
so like I don't know how you guys do it, but like if someone's like make a beat like this right now, I'll be like, I can do it, but it'll probably suck.
I don't think we've ever been in that sort of position where they've been like, do this now.
Yeah.
I think it's more been like figuring out
this is what I'm
The
vibing
vibe.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
and obviously
Yeah.
trying to like relate to each other sort of on a personal connection, and then also try and relate that to music.
Yeah.
Like that, but that could be the main struggle for the whole session, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah. I mean, it's interesting because like whenever we've worked with artists like just online, I find like it's a breeze because
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
just like, this is sick. Send it back in 2 weeks, and like, cool. They
Yeah.
send it back. Is this good? Yes. Done.
Yeah,
yeah.
totally. Yeah, I totally agree. It's like super easy, and usually if you end up working with someone online, they're already vibing on what you've got anyway. So
Yeah.
it's
Of course.
like it's all
Exactly.
ready to go. It's not like trying to force something to happen. So
Yeah. And you know, like you're exactly right. Like having them maybe in their environment, they're really comfortable to be in that environment, so they can perform the best
yeah,
in that environment too. But then again, it's like we've had some great sessions in the studio where it's like I don't think we could replicate that online, you know,
Yeah.
online, you know. It's like
Yeah, true.
just the vibes, you know, after the studio session, like we're just jumping around and having a
Yeah,
good
for
time
sure.
Yeah.
with the
So-
records, and you're just like, oh, yeah, it's a weird thing. Just a
Yeah,
weird dynamic. I feel like if you guys are listening, just try everything. Just do it all.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? With the fusion between trap music and hip hop,
Yeah.
was that an easy thing transition for you, or was it kind of hard trying to learn sound design?
Well, it's all the same. Like really, like I feel like with any of that, I think as soon as you get like an idea of production, you can pretty much apply it to any situation.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like fucking around with Massive and all those plugins anyway, making dubstep sounds. And that was before there was really like openly available presets, so you kind of had to make your own
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
So I was kind of already familiar with how to make sub frequency bass and all that stuff.
Right.
So like when, it was funny. Like so when I first started making trap, I didn't know that there was like drum packs for like trap music. I was like, so if you listen to Swervy P, like all the snares and shit are hip hop snares. So if you listen to it,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
really
yeah.
listen to it, you'll be like, oh yeah, and like all like, you know, like the like all those snares are like pitched up like samples from like James Brown or something.
Wow.
And then I didn't know that there was 808 like drum samples that you
Yeah.
could have. So then I'd just make it in Massive. So I'd just like make
Right.
the
Yeah.
frequency.
It's crazy.
Yeah, which is how I still do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel
know,
like
so-
you probably have more control anyway. Like it within.
Well, then
within
you
reason.
can, well, you can make it, you know, you can mess with the release and attack and how hard it hits, and you know, add in little bits of flavor or some,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
some
yeah.
like overdrive or some frequencies in
Yeah.
there that you'd otherwise have to EQ into like a sub thing. But
Yeah, of course. So when did your production journey start? And like, was it before DJing, or was it sort of a little bit further on?
it was around the same time. So I grew up in muso, so like I've always played instruments. My mum's a music teacher.
Oh.
Like my granddad played for Elvis, so like he's like from
what?
Alabama.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What
Just
did he?
casually hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What instrument
The-
did he play?
Cello. So he didn't play for Elvis. He played all the instrumental for all these movies and stuff. So not with him.
But still,
you know, just
That's
drop
still
out.
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've got this like crazy musical family. So I always grew up playing piano and
Nice.
violin and trumpet, like name it. I've played it. And yeah, and my mum had all these records, and I think when I first, so it must have been when I first got those turntables,
Nice.
and then I like figured out I could sample it, and I used to make beats on SoundForge, which is like, so do you know Acid Pro?
Yeah.
So it's like before Acid Pro, there was SoundForge,
Oh.
which was just one layer. So I'd like sample and this is how I got the name Butcher. So I'd sample one of my mum's records, and I'd like play it, and then I'd like get the bits that I want, chop it, and then rearrange it in the waveform. So like there was no like sample or anything. So
Yeah.
I'd be like, so then I'd arrange it the way I want, and then to no BPM, and then I'd figure out what BPM it is by like ticking under it. So I'd like then like, and you'd have to layer everything over the one thing. So so at the end of it, I'd have all my layers in like one line.
Yeah.
At the end. So then every single track in the background, there'd be me being like, man. So then like all my mates like, man, you like chopping it up like a butcher, and then that's why. So then I was doing all that, and then technology advanced, and I've started finding, oh man, there's some technology right there. So then obviously technology started advancing, and then got mega rich. And then got like, you know, Acid Pro and Fruity Loops, and then Ableton now.
So you're on Ableton now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you did try FL as well.
Yeah, I've tried them all, man.
I feel like everyone
Nuendo.
goes through
everyone-
FL.
yeah.
I never went through it though.
I started on FL.
Yeah, because I went from Cubase to Pro Tools to Logic Pro, then finished up on Ableton.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
at Ableton now.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just weird.
Yeah, and I used to use Nuendo. Did you ever use Nuendo?
No.
Nuendo is like the video audio editing part of like Cubase or something. It was like super
Oh.
weird. I
True.
only used it because like M-Phase has used it, and I was like, the M-Phase is like a hip hop producer, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's like, man, if he's using, I gotta use it. And then I was using it for like, 6 months, and I was like, man, that was
Oh,
not
there
a,
it is.
That was not a good idea. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that must be the mixing board.
Or
Yeah,
was
if
this the updated version?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice. Actually, one of our mates who's actually involved in 6 Degrees actually works with M-Phases as well. Matt Noble, and I think he worked on that. What's that guy's name? He's a young kid, really, really tall.
Yeah. I know who you're
That
talking about. Yeah. Shit, what
He
is
did. He did Dazed and Confused. Oh, it's just one name. It's just one word.
Joel.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. So,
Todd.
Rule.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the guy. That's him. Yeah. So
Thanks,
that.
God.
So yeah, no. What were we talking about before? We were talking about production.
Yeah.
So coming out of like obviously Ableton and stuff like that, man. And then coming into working with I'm trying to map out this journey, man. Because like, did you start off with primarily just sampling and then went into hip hop, and
Yeah.
then sort of dubstep? Like this is a great progression, man. So like, where are you up to now?
Yeah. Oh, now I'm making psytrance now.
I'm in
I
an
mean-
orchestra. No.
Yeah. Well, man, like for real. So I had this. I still have this project called B87, which
yes.
is kind of my more experimental thing, and I try to get like real orchestral with that stuff. But man, it's just so hard to find the time these days. Like I work full time, run my own business, and it's like I feel like the production part of my brain's just like shut down.
Yeah.
So if I sit down and go like make some beats, just nothing happens, and I just go, you know what? I'm like I can't force it, so I just walk away.
Yeah.
But man, I went on holidays for a month, and like on the 3rd week of that holiday, I feel like as soon as I like chilled out and like started listening to other music, man, I made like 8 tracks in a week or something, and I was like,
It's back.
it's back. And then I
Done it
came
again.
back here, and I was like, came back from the holidays, like, man, I'm gonna make so much more music. Got back to work, it's all gone.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, work will kill your creativity.
It's true.
Make your money though.
yeah.
It's like,
That's
what's
it.
your-
That's a
Weighing it up
twofold.
there.
That's
Yeah,
a twofold.
What kind of business do you run?
Man, I'm a town planner, so if you need your planned town, I'm your man.
Wait, what is that? What is
Yeah.
a town planner? Because we were trying to figure that out
Yeah.
today. Like, what
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
Literally, is that the
Man.
title? Is that's it? You just plan the town.
Have an extremely good example. So where we are now,
Mm.
so we did a bunch of development approvals for units in here to build the mezzanine levels. So
Really?
probably the floor we're sitting on is potentially illegal, and potentially we got if it's not, we potentially got the approval for it. So
Wow. So it's you because we're here.
man, I
Oh
should
my
find out which unit it was. I've done a couple in this complex.
Dude.
So stuff like that. So like, so if you need approval for some kind of land use or building or construction, then we kind of deal with council on the behalf of developers or mums and dads or whoever's trying to build it. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty. It's like super.
How did you get into that?
Oh man, it started with dubstep.
With my vinyl steep. Vinyl
It started with my uncle for me. I don't know. At school, I liked geography and earth science, and then I asked my geography teacher, "What should I Should I go to uni? What should I study?" And he was like, "You should do town planning." And then I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool. I don't know what that is." Spoke to my earth sciences teacher, and she was like, "Oh, you should do like geology or environmental science or something like that." And I always wanted to save the environment, and then I started looking at degrees and jobs, and there's a degree called environmental planning at Griffith. So then I was like, that sounds cool. So I enrolled in that, and then went on to try to save the environment, and then with the state government, and just realized that it's not a place to be if you want to try to save the environment. So
Yeah.
so then I was like, well, then I got a job in the private sector doing development consulting, which is essentially what I do now. So if you want to,
yeah, feel
if you
free.
need a good town planner, I'll let your boy.
That's insane. I honestly didn't think I never knew that
Yeah.
role existed.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
honest, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When I think of town planning, I thought you actually you come
Plan
together.
it out.
You actually get a whole town together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, man,
just bring it through
Sort the
here.
beef, sort the
Well,
beef out.
Yeah.
well, there is. So there's different levels of town planner, I suppose, and
Right.
there are strategic planners who work in state government and local council who do that. Like what's going to happen in Kangaroo Point? Like, let's make a local plan and consult with the people and measure the density and all that stuff. So
Nice.
there are people who do that, but I'm on the other end of now that there is that plan in place, what can we do within
Yeah.
those rules and regulations? Where can we push the boundaries? Or
Is it a high pressure job?
I think it is. I'm pretty chill, so I think it's kind of fun. But it's pretty generally the consensus is a 10-year lifespan of a private consultant planner. You'll do it for 10 years and then you'll burn out and then go do something else. School teaching or architecture is usually here. You either go oh man, I love this, I'm going to keep going harder and become an architect. And the other half are I just need just gonna go be a school teacher.
Yeah, I need them school holidays.
I need to work way less, but I get abused anyway. I may as well get abused by kids.
It's I just need to blow off some steam, so I'm going to yell at kids.
Yeah.
I'm just going to yell at everyone.
Yeah.
That's how they become
Nah,
big teachers.
It's good. Well, we're essentially the middleman between most of the jobs is middleman between a developer who's got hundreds of $1 million on the line and council who's doesn't want who acts on behalf of the community and politicians who don't want you to do anything.
Of course.
So it's you're stuck in the middle trying to be the peace.
True. Actually, to be honest, that sounds like a very tricky job.
Yeah, it would sound
So it's a
frustrating.
lot of people handling.
Yeah.
A lot of emotional stuff going on with our clients and even with council. But
You
it's all
get
part of
it
the
done.
job.
You gotta
just
do what you gotta do, eh?
Exactly. Gotta get the job. Gotta get the job done.
So, did you say you own your own business?
Yeah.
Oh, how long have you been doing that for?
This is our 11th year. So
What?
Oh.
Yeah. So all those tours that I was doing, there's footage of me in other people's tour videos where there's me in the background on the phone, hello, town planning, yes. I've got the landline on divert to my mobile, trying to pretend I'm in Brisbane doing work, but I'm I'm here somewhere.
Slaying the decks.
Yeah.
Just in the back of the
Are you at a festival? No.
No, I'm on a construction site.
yeah. It's
So
just
man, it was
normal.
crazy. So there's 6 of us now, so I don't have to do that as much, but yeah, back then it was just me trying to hold it down.
I couldn't
working it
imagine
out.
that because
Yeah.
you would have been trying to be in an artistic sort of sense, getting ready for your set,
Yeah.
traveling and stuff is a big toll,
Mm.
and then also dealing with your business stuff as well, dude. You
Yeah, well,
that's
that's what, man, that's why I don't that's pretty much why I don't DJ anymore. Because
Right.
it's man, after working Monday to Friday and then having to leave work, on Thursday Arvo, do a show on Sydney on Thursday, and then try to work all day hungover whilst traveling, then do a gig Friday, and then catch up on Saturday with the stuff,
Yeah.
then do a gig on Sunday somewhere, fly back Monday morning, and then start work, and then
Yeah.
work all week, and then do the same thing. And I just did that for 3 years, and then it was
Wow.
you know what, I just
It's
I remember when there's weekends at home in Brizzy, and I'd message my mates man, what are you guys up to this weekend? They're like, what the fuck, you're in Brisbane? And I'm yeah. And they're oh, we're gonna go to the pub, and I'm sick, I'm coming.
yeah.
I can't wait to just not be on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did it feel though? Was it a big relief? Obviously, when you sort of closed off that sort of section of your life.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was weird being home all the time,
Yeah.
on the weekends. But man, I adjusted immediately.
After one beer, we were sorted.
Yeah, as soon as I sat down, that was my life.
Oh yeah, I could get used to this.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Nah, I was pretty happy to slow that part of my life down.
Nice. Do you still ever get the odd email come through hey?
Man, all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
all
that's
the time.
awesome.
Have you ever thought
Yeah,
of taking them up
attempted.
on the offer?
Yeah, dude, all the time.
Oh, man.
So I have a rule now. I'll DJ for mates or whatever.
Yeah.
And otherwise it's just holidays.
Yeah.
So
Ah, yes.
so if you want me to DJ, just go hey man, I got this. You want to come to Melbourne and we'll just put you up for 3 nights? I'll be yep, sweet.
That's awesome.
Give me some vodka and I'm there. I don't need money. I just need the holiday.
Yeah. I mean, that's so good that people are still even though you haven't publicly come out and said you you're not DJing. Like
No,
you're DJing
no.
definitely.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
But that's still great. Like,
Yeah. So like, there's one gig that I do regularly, which is, one I play at Beachy down in Byron with Johnny and Cutler, so I
yes.
do that fairly regularly. And then the other one I do a yearly set in Thredbo. So that's like, I'll DJ for a holiday. So I just go down there once a year. Just they put you up for 2 nights, and then I just pay for a 3rd night, and then
all expenses paid.
yeah.
Mini holiday.
Man,
That's what
it's
you
so
want.
dope, and it's just like every year I've done it for like 5 or 6 years now. Yeah, there it is. Shout out to the boys from
down
Full Moon Party.
Jindy, down in Jindabyne.
Yeah,
I've been there. Eh? It's awesome.
Yeah.
man, they're the loosest. So like, you like go through those phases of like, what's the loosest party in Australia right now? Man, I reckon this one has been the loosest, like, best party running
For X
for
amount of years.
for like 10 years.
Really?
I don't know, like however long it's been going for. But man, every year, every set I've ever played there, it's like, that's the loosest set I've ever played.
Have you already
And
been
like,
this year?
When was this year? Yeah. I had my Bucks party down there.
Oh man.
So usually it's like me and my now wife.
Yes.
Would go down, and then this year I was like, the year before we were joking like, oh man, I'm gonna have my Bucks party down here, and then
next minute.
so yeah, it was loose, but it wasn't like the full Bucks party. I just had like a couple of close mates, and we were just like, let's all go down.
Yeah.
Is it outside? Is it an outside gig, or is it like a in?
They do like a half, so
Yeah.
it starts outside. I'm trying to think. It's not on the poster, but they do like a around the pool like party, and then
in
actually they've
Jindabyne?
Yeah,
the
they've-
pool.
No, it's actually up. It's at Thredbo.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
like-
yeah.
But they filled the pool in this year, which is super weird. But yeah, so they do this like party like in this like courtyard area, and
Yeah.
then that goes from like 3 till 7 or something, and then we have dinner, and then the Keller bar opens, and it's just mayhem. And everyone comes in from Jindabyne on buses, so like
yes.
the club will be absolutely dead. Then like 5 buses of people will rock up, and then it just fills up, and then the buses progressively leave. Like there's like a bus at 11, a bus at 12, bus at 1, and a bus at 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like funny, like you just see like past 2, it's like these people are sleeping here now. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they all live in Jindy, and like I don't know what happens to them. Like
They
I
just
can't
sleep in the
believe,
snow.
yeah, like, I can't believe more people haven't just like disappeared and died. Like
True.
because it's like
crazy.
4 in the morning, like everyone gets kicked out of the club and just. But there's like the big work culture up there, so like everyone just takes everyone in. I'm assuming because no one's.
Don't know where else they went.
You haven't told a couple people. Oh, come in. You can just sleep on the ground.
Oh man, hell no, no. Not on my holiday, man.
Yeah, exactly. So man, were you married this year?
Yeah, in August.
Congratulations. How's
there she is.
Yeah, there it is. The rap squad. You got to do it.
Yeah,
Looking fresh, man. So how's married life for you, man?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, of
Love
course.
it. Love it.
Have
Yeah,
a good honeymoon.
Yeah, went over to Italy for a full month, which is dope. So
You just stayed in Italy?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, just like traveled around Italy for a full month.
That's crazy.
It was good. By the end, we were like, we can't wait to be out of Italy, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
A month is a long time, man.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we were like, so we were probably in Italy for like 3.5 weeks,
Mm.
and then like travel time outside of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. We went through Hong Kong and right when those like riots started kicking on.
no way.
no.
Yeah, and it was at the time where it was like, I think they just shut the airport down. There was that big protest at the airport like the week before we were going, and we were like, man, are we going to be able to like, because they shut all inbound and outbound
Yeah.
flights for like 2 days or something. But man, so we went and everyone was like, it's fine here. Like you just need to not be here when you need to not be in like the street when there's a protest on right there. We're like real sketched out about it. But we went there and it was the perfect time to go to Hong Kong because no tourists were there. Like there was like zero tourists. Everyone was kind of like just staying inside, like staying out of everyone's way. But everything was still open. So like,
Oh, sweet.
so we had the whole of Hong Kong to ourselves for like 24 hours.
No
It was
way.
sick. So like we went up to like the Victoria Peak or whatever, and which is usually like this like mission to get to. We just walked straight onto the tram where there was like 4 people. Went up to the top. There's no one there. Like
That's unreal.
yeah, and then
Blessing in
and I was
disguise.
telling people, I was like, man, and they're like, how was it? And I go, dude, it was chill. Like we went up here. And like, oh, how long did it take you to get there? I was like, like we just like walked on, and they're like, man, we waited for like 2 hours for that tram. It's like,
true.
oh, damn.
What?
And
It was
like people,
actually good.
people obviously concerned about the riots and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it was
Yeah,
chill.
yeah.
Everyone was
man,
chill.
like everyone was lovely. And, I didn't see any riots. So,
Wow,
yeah,
man.
it was super weird.
What's it like in Italy? Because I know it's not such a like a culture shock,
No.
but it's like I've heard it's like just a dope place for like just relaxing. I've heard like there's plenty of little spots that you can
Yeah, there really is. The weird thing is, in the bigger cities, like everyone's trying to like rob you. It's like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
True.
Like the crime, like the petty crime is just like out of control. Like if you're sitting here and it's like outside, like a waiter will come up and like grab your bag and be like, no, put like the bag
Yeah.
between your legs instead of. But man, there's so many. Like it's so beautiful, and the history and the culture.
course.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so many spots to relax. Like we went to every beach and like
Nice.
it was crazy. We went from like 32 degrees Rome and then like Vernazza up the Cinque Terre, and then we like went over to the Dolomites where it was like 0 degrees and went up through the mountains where it's like still snow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like, man. And then we flew from there, then we drove from there down to like Bari Coast, which was then like beach 35 degrees. Yeah, it was crazy.
What?
It was a
That
good
sounds
trip.
like a dope trip.
Was the
Yeah,
pizza
it
good
is.
though?
Man, it was, but yeah, it wasn't like
It's not-
I remember
not
you saying it's
here.
no,
It wasn't- yeah.
no Domino's.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Really?
like, I don't know. Like, I liked it, but like, well, man, like my wife, she like she was like, I can't wait to get home. Like, let's like, I think the night we got home, she's like, let's go to Julia's Pizzeria. And I was,
Yeah.
like the local spot in South Bank, and she's like, we just spent an entire month eating pizza. She's like, yeah, I know, but like none of it's as good as this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but you like pizza because of that pizza.
Yeah.
You don't like Italian pizza.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like, which it is Italian pizza, but yeah. No. So yeah, it's
I've
kind of
heard
funny.
Italian pizza's like just plainer.
Yeah,
in
it's
a
kind of
sense.
like bland. Like,
It's just like
Oh,
cheese,
wow.
cheese pizza, and like there's no like.
well, it's not. Yeah, it's just like, and like I can appreciate it, but like yeah, like the tomato sauce will just literally be like just crushed up tomatoes.
yeah.
And there's like no garlic or basil
Yeah,
or like.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's real weird.
So you've had the DJ community start hating,
Yeah.
the hip hop
Oh.
community, the Italians.
The
They're gonna come after
They're
you,
coming after you now.
and they're even worse. no. I reckon bring them on, eh?
Yeah.
And you know what? I reckon you could probably play, like do a set in Italy as well, like,
Oh, dude.
just like a sorry set.
Yeah.
Weird
For a
free,
holiday.
Yeah, but with like free pizza, but you're handing out Domino's pizza.
Oh
This is real
man,
pizza, guys.
they'd be so offended.
Yeah,
Eh?
you would.
Like, you fucking asshole.
Well, man, bro, thank you so much for being here, man. I feel like we've talked about like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I
eh?
got one more thing.
Oh,
We've
you
got
do?
a Last Butcher and Friends show. No, this is the photo.
Here it is.
Damn. Look
Damn.
how young I am. Look how young you are. You got the.
Yeah, look at
Man, I got the flavor saver.
Do you remember this photo? I mean, okay, that's a big question
I
because like
remember-
you take photos with a lot of people, but
Man,
Dude.
okay, actually, do you have a story about this? Yeah, I feel like you do.
I feel like I don't.
I remember. Where was this taken though?
Oi,
Boulevard.
hashtag my idol.
Yeah, bro.
Ah.
Man, I remember. Me and the boys used to come out every time he played, bro. It was a good time.
Yeah, it always was great.
The good
times.
old days.
Literally.
Damn.
That how long ago? 2003, 13. So that was probably
Dang.
around stereo time. No, just before.
Man, fucks me.
Wasn't that? He told me that was in the TBC toilets.
Yeah, it was in the TBC
Yeah, that's
toilet.
definitely the toilets.
Yeah, no doubt. But the night that it was,
What were we doing in the toilet?
man.
We're just you're leaving. You guys are leaving. Of course.
But you're throwing one last Butcher and Friends
Yeah.
next week, but it's probably going to be tomorrow when this.
Yes.
views.
Yeah. Actually, for sure.
But
Here it
that's-
is. The
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah, we were just like, I don't know. I felt like when they announced that Boulevard or TBC was going to close,
Mm.
it was kind of like, I don't know. Everyone kept messaging me like, "Oh man, it's closing. Like, are you sad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really give a shit." Yeah, but then, yeah, every year I try to do at least one party,
Mm.
and it's usually like no one ever hears about it, and I just like do it at my friend's house or something.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll do it in the club, and we try to like make it like a Christmas party for me and my friends / like my work, and just try to have a good party.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this year everyone just kept hitting me up, and I was like, well, we should, like, they're not doing like a last like night, and I feel like that whole trap era at Bowler was like quite significant
Huge.
for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck this. I'll put on a trap. And then Mickey Blue, my homegirl, she's
Yeah.
and then we worked together. So I was like, hey, do you want to do it with
Yeah.
me? And she's like, fuck yeah. So
That's awesome.
here we are.
Shout out Mickey.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
Mickey
shout
for
out Mickey.
for doing the things. Hey, because like so with the in terms of trap stuff, there was obviously Bowler Bar, and then you had So Yes Sir,
Yep.
and then obviously Biscuit Factory was involved in TBC.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, there's been a lot of like dope after parties from
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Stereo.
Yeah.
A lot of dope like ASAP Rocky was there.
What about the Mr. Carmack show?
Oh, the
I
Mr.
went to that
Carmack,
one.
that
man.
was
Fucked. That was so packed. At
oh
that
yeah,
show.
it was. And
Yeah,
you know what?
so
The first
many.
one when we saw him play, he couldn't really DJ that well.
Yeah, nah.
And it was like he was just messing up heaps of mixes. But then the next time he came back, just killed it.
Yeah.
Because it was like that guy was literally learning on the go.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh man, I remember like some of those after parties. Like I remember one year there was like RL Grime,
Yes.
DJ Snake,
yeah,
like
Diplo.
Diplo.
Yeah, that was
Like-
weird.
RL Grime got like dragged out because I think it was RL Grime. One of those dudes just like sparked up a durry on stage and was just like, and like someone dragged him out. And then there was a photo like, and then he wasn't meant to be like playing any, like they've signed you can only play at stereo.
Yeah.
And then like everyone got in trouble and then man, it was like
They wouldn't care.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, that's when I used to play. Oh yeah,
That's
before
right. Yeah.
before I couldn't commit to figuring out how to use CDJ, so I started playing with a APC.
Nice.
I'm trying to who,
Man, look
who
at the
are all
club
these
back then.
people?
There's not even like
Yeah,
a
that's young
booth.
Franco there. Look at
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say that's Gianfranco.
Yeah, that was wild.
What a
no
time.
idea. I think that chick like tried to like, yeah, what does this button do?
Oh no.
Go away.
Yeah, and
Okay,
I was
one
like,
of those.
and that was me like, fucking go away. But like being as nice. Look, Ajax on the wall behind.
Wow.
A poster.
What a vibe.
My man, Discreet Pete at the front.
Yeah. Look at him just doing the spirit fingers
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Just bringing the crowd in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
Enshway.
what can we expect, man? What can we Lojack.
And Enchway.
What a guy. Lojack's the man. What can we expect from this night, man? The last hurrah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like run it like it was like back then. So the plan is just house,
Yeah.
some deep house until like whenever the trap needs to happen. It's kind of a bit unplanned at this point, but yeah, I think it's going to be like. Yeah, just get fucked up,
Yeah.
play some house music, and then get to 1-ish. I'm assuming, and then just trap it out. I'll probably do a decent little set, and then I reckon get you boys up there, and then and then just
we'll be on it.
We'll be there.
and then just throw down and just have some fun.
Have a good old time.
Yeah.
No pressure, just like giving it one last crack.
I feel like especially people who have been influenced through the trap scene in Brisbane, definitely come to the
Definitely
show.
come.
Definitely come
Be
through
there.
and just it's
Free
just gonna
entry.
be great. Yeah, free
Yeah.
entry.
Free.
And it's probably be the last times you'll be walking through those doors.
Yeah, totally.
That's great.
It's
That's crazy to
crazy,
say.
man.
No, as I said, man, thank you so much for coming. And I feel like
Thanks for having me.
yeah, we've talked about a lot of things, and I feel like I know a lot about you now,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Crazy.
you've definitely done so much, man. So
Yeah.
much. And
Everywhere.
it's gonna be great because I feel like you've got a lot more to go. There's a lot more to happen, man. Like your teaching career. No, that you're gonna walk
Be
in.
an architect.
Anything? I mean, we don't usually have like a last sort of thing, but I feel like because you've sort of done so many things, is there anything that you would say to someone who's might be starting DJing or maybe even try to start up a business? Any sort of advice that you would give anyone?
Man, I reckon just do what you're doing. Like, I think everything that I've ever done that has never worked is because I've like thought something was cool, then tried to do it, but it wasn't actually me. Man, I reckon if you just enjoy something and just do it, and then if people like it, then they'll appreciate it. If they don't, fuck them.
Yeah,
It's like who
that's
gives
some
a
great
shit?
advice, man.
Like
It is.
if you're like, man, like all the music you listen to these days, like all of those people, if you stripped of them of their name and they played you that same joint like a year ago, you'd probably be like, this is whack.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that's like Kanye's new album. And you'd be like, oh no, I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, man, I can just, whatever it is in business or in music, in art, whatever it is, I can just yeah, just do you. Don't try to be anything else. Don't try to do anything else. If you're good at town planning, be a town planner. Don't be a property developer. If you're good at property development, don't try to be a town planner. If if you're good at DJing, but you suck at producing music, don't try to produce music.
Yeah.
And if you're terrible at DJing, but you're great at producing music, well, you're a music producer, so you don't need to DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Let someone else do that.
Yeah, man, that's great advice, man.
Yeah.
Great advice, and thank you once again for coming, man.
thank you.
And peace. I hope you guys have a great week.
Ladies, guys.
See you later.
See.